Back here on the show with Conan Gray.
Hello.
Hello, Conan. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful now that you're here.
I'm glad.
You have a lovely red outfit today.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, Tell us a little bit about it. Where'd you get the top? Where'd you get the pants? It's all very... Oh, I didn't even notice the pattern is actually echoed on the bottom, too.
It is
Ooh.
vintage that we cut up and upcycled into this.
Oh, wow.
My stylist, Katie Kian, is wonderful, and we
Wow.
wanted to do something fun and festive for being back in my
cool.
hometown.
Oh, yeah. How does it feel to be back in your hometown right now?
It feels very odd. I did have a few flashbacks on stage. I was like, oh no, what if that person's here?
Oh,
What if that person's
boy.
here? But it's all right. I don't think I have much bad blood in my high school. I didn't speak to anyone, so
That helps.
I think it's fine.
That's very good. Now, for here, is this your first time being at an Austin City Limits? I imagine not.
No, it is.
Is it?
I grew up way too poor
Oh
to
my
go to ACL.
Oh.
So this is my first ACL, and it's
First
wonderful.
time ever.
Good vibes, and the crowd was
Wow.
so happy.
Yes.
And it was just,
Yes.
it was really a wonderful, wonderful set.
Wow, that's super nice. How are you? Have you been to a lot of festivals in your lifetime?
No, my first festival ever was Coachella.
Which
I'm not really a huge festival
festival goer?
guy. You know how you meet, and they're like, festivals.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like I like shows, kind of,
Yeah, kinda.
and then I like to sit in bed.
Yeah, that's good. I'm like in the middle too. Like if you
Yeah,
put
I
me in
feel
a
that.
festival, I'll be like, I'll go to
Survive.
I'll go to a few, and I'm not gonna be like the person at the front of the barricade for any of them.
It
But,
takes
I'll
a
go to
strong
a few.
personality.
Very
that
strong
I don't have in me.
personality. So how did your show go? Were you really happy with it? How
was
it came
so
together?
fun. It was a wonderful time. It was like,
Great.
I feel like a daytime set is always like you're there to have fun and
Yes,
smile
right.
and sing, and so it really was. I felt really welcomed back
Aw,
into Texas
That's
by the crowd
lovely.
here today.
And you had an hour set too. How did you structure that together, put it together? Is it very similar to the sets that you've been playing recently, or did you have to tinker around with some things?
Well, I'm on tour right now.
Yeah.
So we did tinker a few of the ultra depressing songs out of the set because no one wants to cry at 4 p.m.
It's true.
But I think it really feels like I'm just on another stop on tour, and so many wonderful, happy,
Yeah.
familiar faces were in the crowd tonight even, so it was really
Yeah,
nice.
and you've been on tour for a little while now too, and I know you at the end of the year, or in a little bit, you're going to Australia and New Zealand, right?
I am. Right after this, I'm going to Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, is that your first time there as well?
First time going to New Zealand. I've been to Australia once, but New
okay.
Zealand's been the top of my list since I was a little kid.
Wow.
Because there's very special flora and fauna in New
Ooh.
Zealand that doesn't exist anywhere else.
What is it? Tell me about it.
They have like these types of lizards called tartar, and they're
Tartar lizards?
yeah, and they they're vegetarian.
Wait, the lizard?
The
The lizard only
lizards
eats
only eat
vegetables.
vegetables and
Right.
fruits and things. And there's no snakes in all of New Zealand. Not a single snake.
not one
species.
snake.
No.
Wow. Because I feel like in Australia it's the exact opposite.
It
where
is
they
the
have,
exact
like,
opposite.
The
They
big
have the big snakes, the big spiders.
Oh, yeah.
In New Zealand, no snakes.
Wow. So are you excited to play a show over there for the first time?
Yeah, and I'm excited for there to be no snakes.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Throughout this entire tour, I imagine you played a lot of venues and places that you've maybe never played before, or even maybe some cities that you've never played before. Is it interesting for you playing in somewhere that you've never played? Does it make you a little more nervous to see like, okay, what's the crowd gonna be like, or do you usually get nervous in that way?
Sure. I mean, I get nervous before every show because I have stage fright. But I do think it's different everywhere you go. It's really interesting. It really reflects the culture. I do feel like the Midwest / the South are the happiest crowds because I grew up in the South. I know how boring it is, and to go to a show is like a really fun time. So
Oh,
you
that's
can tell
great.
they're like bored and kind of want to really like let loose.
Did it take a lot of time to kind of get over? I know you said you're not completely like not nervous every time you do a show, but it did take a while to kind of like ease your way into playing live, especially as a solo artist in front of all these people usually.
Yeah, I like wanted to vomit before every
Cry, vomit,
cry, quit music forever, never see the light of day. But I got over it because my fans, I'd really hate to let them down. So
Yeah,
I really just did it because I am a people pleaser.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you find that it's kind of hard to navigate as a people pleaser, especially in the music industry? Because I feel like you're always kind of like, oh yeah, no problem, I'll do that for you, or like whatever you think is best. Do you find it difficult to like state your mind and what you want to do?
Well, I really love saying no to people that I don't like.
That's exceptional.
So
That
it's
is
really
a great skill,
useful.
actually.
Yeah. Can you do this? No.
No.
Yeah.
So if you say no, that means you don't like the person.
Yeah.
Or they know that means that.
Yeah, and they should take it personally, and
Good.
they should cry.
Good. Oh my God. Speaking of crying, lot of crying on the new album.
Yes.
Lot of moments of personal experience coming out. A lot of emotion.
Huh?
Talk to me about the new album. I know you've already released an album previously to this. This is your second full album after Kid Crow. For this one, given that you released Kid Crow, and I read in an interview that you did the whole thing in your bedroom, and that it was a very emotional process for you to get that done. This time around, doing it again, was it still that difficult? Was it a little easier for you to get everything out there?
It was so much harder. I hated every second.
Harder.
I hated every second of making
Wow.
Super Break. I'd never do it again. I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. It was miserable.
Wow. Oh my God.
I hated it. I wrote them still in my bedroom, but it was just like one of those things where I just didn't feel like saying things, but I knew I had to. And in the end, it was rewarding because I got it off my chest. But sometimes when you're like, I just kind of feel like being a little miserable right now.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready to get over it, but I was forced to by making this album, which
Wow.
I think was good. Thanks, Super 8.
Yeah. I mean, that's really tough. I feel like working on music that makes you miserable, or like having misery and like in your emotions kind of lead your creative process. Throughout the making of this album, not to take you back to like times where you felt like horrible or not so great about it, but was it particularly because of the subjects you were talking about, or was it because maybe you just had second thoughts about your music and what you were doing?
To me, my first album was so simple because I was just kind of introducing myself and being like,
Sure.
Hi, I'm Conan. I'm from Texas. I'm sad sometimes, and this one person made me really sad. Like, it was really simple. With my second album, I was like, oh, shoot. I actually have to talk about what actually hurts me.
Wow.
And what I actually am dealing with in my actual life. I have to kind of dig a lot deeper than I really normally tell
Yeah.
people. So it was scary, and I think I was apprehensive at first to really tell people how I felt about life. But in the end, it ended up being a very miserable album, so I think I did a good job at telling people how I felt about life.
I guess you must have then.
Yes.
Now, when you were doing that and you take those songs and you play them live for people now, how does that affect you, if it does at all?
It's great because I was so depressed when I was making these songs, and then to have all these smiling, happy, screaming faces scream back all of my
Wow.
most miserable moments back
my
to
God.
me. Really, it's a truly healing experience.
Wow.
You should try it. I mean,
That sounds religious in a way.
It's very religious.
Wow.
It just is a great way to get over any like lingering emotions that you have attached. And they just scream it at you, and you're like, oh yeah, like, I'm not alone.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's like a crazy juxtaposition, because you're giving them these songs that have so much about them, and then people are genuinely very happy to hear them. Has anybody at your show, mouthed the words, cried? Have you ever seen it affect people in such ways when you're playing live?
My show is a sing-along show.
It's a sing-along show.
Everyone is there to sing along every word. I think I maybe sing 1 or 2 lines the whole show. The whole song.
That's great. Listen, they pick up the slack, they do the work for you.
It's like the show is to have fun and to scream and like get all of your like shit out. You just like want catharsis. That's
Yes.
all the show is, and
right.
it's so fun. It's like the more people are there, the more you just want to like lose your mind
Yeah.
and really like scream at that one person in the back of your head who you just despise. It's so special,
Wow.
and everyone is screaming
Doing it
and
at the same
crying
time,
and
right?
Yeah, it's so special.
Wow, I love just the image of a room of people just screaming.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
It's so good.
It's great to think about.
I'm so glad that like they're like me. I'm with my like-minded people at the shows.
That's so sweet. Now, talk to me a bit, like, in that like-mindedness about having your fans and kind of having this community together. And do you have a lot of interactions with your fans, either before the show, after the show, online? In which ways you do it? Have you heard some really good stories from any fans about listening to your music, possibly?
No, my fans don't listen to my music.
They just sing it, right?
They just sing it.
Yeah.
they just see, maybe they'll know today. I mean, my fans are like my friends. I know them so well. I stalk them on the internet.
Oh, great.
I know everything that they do. I know the schools they go to. I know their home addresses.
Wow, amazing.
I know their social security numbers, and I do rob them.
Good.
So it's a really special, very intimate friendship.
What a nice
I really do
relationship
consider
you have with them.
to
It
be
sounds
friends,
like
yes.
yeah, very mutually beneficial.
Super mutual and not illegal at all.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
No.
Now, to get back to some of your writing and producing, for this new album, did you do a lot of the production yourself as well as the first? Did that kind of change hands this time around, or did you keep it kind of the same process as the first?
Well, I made this album with Dan Nigro, the same guy that I made my first album with and my EP with. So in a lot of ways, it was just kind of like a sequel. It's like you listen to Sunset Season and Kid Crow, and then you listen to Super Break, and you're like, oh yeah, this is just like a family of albums. It was very similar to the way it was before, where I'd write in my bedroom, and then I'd play him a song that I'd written and recorded like some kind of voice memo to, and then we'll work together to kind of produce it out. But we usually have a pretty clear idea of what we want to do, and I've been working with Dan for 5 years now, so I think we really are usually on the same page.
Seems like you get each other really well.
Yes, I do despise him though.
Hear that, Dan? No. Know that you are hated.
No.
But for Super Ache, are there any songs off of that record that maybe came to you very quickly, or came to you just so fast that you didn't have a second to think about it?
Yes, the very last song was a song called Memories, and it was the last song that I wrote for the entire album. I literally wrote it in like 5 minutes. I went,
wow.
It's been a couple months.
Oh my God.
I wrote the whole song, and then I finished, and I pressed the last note, and I was like, the album is done. It was so.
Wait, oh man! So did
it was
you have
so good.
the whole album filled out before that,
Yes.
and then you just had one?
And then I
more
wrote
slot?
Memories, and I was like, that was the last song, and it was
Wow.
magical. It was one
my
of those
God.
magical moments where I was like, yeah, I know exactly what this needs to be.
Ooh.
And I think Memories really does sum up the whole album. You know, it's an album about lingering pain and about, like, you know, trying to get over people and trying to get over your past, trying to get over experiences, and that's what Memories is. It's a song about wishing that all of your pain and all these people in your past could just stay in your memories and stop showing up in your actual life.
What do you think it was a lot easier to make that track because you already had this framework of what you had the album
Maybe.
as, and maybe you were like, okay, what's a good ribbon to put on this, you know, at the end?
Yeah, I think it was on my mind, and it was just like I just needed to get it off my chest. Maybe that's why it happened so fast. And yeah, it does really feel like the ribbon. It sums up the whole album in one song.
Beautiful. And when you're on tour, do you write at all on tour, or do you just wait till you're home most of the time and really get into it there?
I usually don't write on tour. When I'm not on tour, when I'm home, I write like 1 or 2 songs a day.
Wow.
I write insane amounts. But on tour, I usually say nothing. But something's different this year. And I've been on tour all year, and I write constantly. I don't know.
Really?
Maybe I'm just going insane.
Could be.
Maybe I've finally reached my limit, and I'm writing terrible songs that no one will like. But I am writing a lot, and it's weird. It's very unlike me.
Is there a sense of, you know, since obviously it's been a few years since you started releasing music and whatnot, but at this point, now that you're 2 albums in and now that you're touring regularly around the world, has there been any moments of burnout? And have there been any moments where you've had to kind of power through something, or times where, you know, you really thought to yourself, oh man, can I really keep doing this?
I am an endless ball of energy, and I spread joy and laughter everywhere I go. And I'm never miserable, and I never have to be dragged out of bed. Ever. I was never someone who wanted, like, this lifestyle at all. And so everything that's come, all the touring and everything, it's been a huge surprise to me, and I'm always learning as I go. I know there's like little things that I do to try to preserve myself.
Sure, yeah.
Because I really am like I'm a homebody. I really enjoy sitting in bed and my 3 friends. Like that's kind of just what my life is, and I do think my career has been a blessing because it's dragged me out of the house and really made me have a lot of wonderful experiences that give me so much to write about. So.
Yeah. And when you're not on tour, when you're not working on music, what are you doing? Sitting in bed, but additional things?
Sitting.
Sitting is cool.
FaceTiming my friends.
Yes. Okay.
Me and my friends do this activity called lay and play,
Lay and play.
which is where we lay and then we play. So we wake up and we lay in each other's beds, and then we go play. And by play, I mean like we get a coffee, and then we go lay again, and then we like play, like watch a movie.
Aw.
And then we lay. That's all I do when I'm not on tour.
Aw.
But that's not much time because I've been on tour all year.
Yeah, I
I've been
know.
home like a couple weeks the entire year.
Jeez. Wow.
So yeah, I guess you could say like I'm a girl boss or whatever. Really.
But with your friends, it sounds like they really kind of keep you sane a little bit and really
Yes.
like rein you in and stuff.
Yeah, they are the basis of my sanity. My best friend Ashley is right there, and she's just texting away, and I love her, and I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for her. So
Aw.
blessings to Ashley.
That's adorable. Are they all friends from Texas area, or have you met them kind of throughout your
I've
career?
known Ashley since the 6th grade.
Aw.
She asked me to sign her yearbook
Oh.
at Benold Middle School, just
Aw.
40 minutes down the road from here.
Aw.
And we've been best friends ever since.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And kind of going off the fact of working with other people, you mentioned Dan as well. Is there anybody else that you think, like within your career, within your music, has really helped you kind of figure it out a little bit more and kind of get your sound down?
I mean, I do feel like Dan and I really built this sound together.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very distinct sound that I think
It is.
we had so much fun building. I mean, when I first met Dan and when we first started working together, he wasn't doing pop music. So I was like, I forced him to like make pop music.
What
with
was he
me.
doing out of
He
curiosity?
was doing indie. He was
Indie,
doing
okay.
like songwriter stuff. He was doing a lot more like indie pop kind of vibe. And I was like, I want to make pop music.
Yeah.
He's like, who are you?
He's like, get out of my house.
Yeah,
What are you doing
like
here?"
literally, we were in his garage. He was like, "What's wrong with you?" And so I really feel like we built that sound together, and I've learned a lot from him, and I think we've learned a lot from each other.
That's beautiful. I think when working with other people, it's like super important to just like make sure everything's out there and make sure everything's communicative as well. And I think it sounds like you have that kind of relationship with him. And from you just discovering your own sound, what was that journey like for you? Because I feel like maybe where you started isn't exactly where you envisioned you'd be right now, or maybe when you started making music, you wanted to sound like something else, and maybe you just sound like completely different. But when you first started, what were you forecasting, I guess, for your sound, and did you end up around the mark, or are you a little bit different than that, and that's cool?
That's a good question. I have no clue. I mean, I never thought I would be a singer, so I wanted to be a biology teacher.
Biology teacher.
Yes.
Oh. What unit of biology is your favorite unit of biology?
Well, I fucking hate marine biology. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that
There's a
shit is
lot to know. There's
terrifying.
just so much.
I think
Yeah.
the ocean is a horrifying
It's
thing.
way too deep.
It's way too deep, and I think that maybe we should get rid of it.
Drain it out.
Like, cancel the ocean. But no, I had no real idea. I went into making music being like, oh, these are just songs that I wrote. I don't know how to produce them. I don't know what's going to happen. I just followed what I felt like was right, and I don't really have much of a genre. I think I just kind of make whatever is right for like each song.
What you want to make.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And last few things, or last thing, what is next for you musically? You know, of course, you just put out this album in, I believe, June, and you know, you have the rest of the year doing some more touring after that. What are you excited to do with your music next, do you think?
I'm gonna be quitting music. I've had enough. Fuck all of you. I'm gonna be on tour for a long time,
Wow.
touring Super 8.
Wow.
And I'm having so much fun, like seeing the fans again after so long of not being with them. And I don't know. I guess we'll see
love
what my next album will sound like. Guess we'll find out.
Well, hope to see you again real soon, Conan.
Thank you.
Pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with all the touring that you must do
Thank
and
you.
all the places that people need you in.
Thank you very much. Thank
Well,
you.